Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. So wish you a very happy Ram Navami in advance. So tomorrow we are celebrating this glorious festival, Ram Navami. So you can all come and join us for the festival. So today we'll be discussing something from the Ramayana and learning some lessons from the different stories, continuing our discussion from the previous session. So it is said, Shanvata Shraddhaya Nityam Granata Swachestitam Kalena Atidhirgena Bhagwan Vishate Hari. So Bhagavatam explains when somebody hears Shanvata Shraddhaya Nityam, when you hear with Shraddha, with faith and devotion, and Nityam, regularly, daily, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, some Krishna Katha should happen, some Ram Katha should happen. So when somebody hears daily the Ram Katha, then what happens? One of the result of this is Kalena Atidhirgena Bhagwan Vishate Hari. Na Atidhirgena. It doesn't take long time. Bhagwan Vishate Hari. The Supreme Lord, Vishate means enters into our heart. Bhagwan Vishate Hirdi. Hirdi means in the heart he enters. Just by hearing Ram Katha, Krishna Nam, Krishna Kirtan, one of the effect of hearing this is that Lord enters into our heart. So that is a very simple, very profound, wonderful way to bring Lord into our heart. And that is the whole idea of this session, these discussions. We're trying to bring Lord into our heart. And when any festivals like Ram Navami, Janmashtami comes, that time we start thinking, contemplating that Lord has come on this day in this material world. Janmashtami is the appearance day of Lord Krishna. Ram Navami is the appearance day of Lord Rama. Lord has come in this world, but also we should contemplate that how to bring Lord into our heart. There is another world within, right? So our goal should be, our contemplation, our meditation should be how we can bring the Lord into our heart. And then Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, these are the literatures which gives us the hints. It gives us the clue that how you can bring Lord into the heart. So this verse what I quoted, just by hearing about Krishna, Rama, Krishna Katha, Ram Katha, and then Kalena Atidhirgena Bhagavan Vishate Hridi. So Lord will enter into our heart. So that is why we spend some time discussing all these things. Some of those things we might have heard earlier, but again we hear. So the goal of all this Ram Katha, Krishna Katha is not just information gathering. Oh, this story we heard last year and other time also. We know this story. We know this past time also. Yes, great if we know, but we just keep hearing again and again, again and again. And then what happens? Just by hearing, whether you know or you don't know, sometimes we know and then you hear again the same thing. Sometimes we don't know and then we don't understand. And somebody might say that, I don't understand anything you're talking. So what is the point of hearing? Sometimes you might say that, I already know all these stories. So what is the point of hearing? So in both the cases, we are missing out the important point. Point is whether you know or you don't know, whether you understand or you don't understand. But this is a process. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And when we do this daily, so the Bhagavatam explains, Shanvatam Sukata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridantastoya Badrani, Vidunoti Suhrita Satam. What happens with this process? We should very clearly we should understand. It is not some information gathering. Oh, this I attended already, I knew. No. Process is purification. Purification of consciousness, purification of the heart. So whether you know it or you don't know it, you just keep hearing. If you know it, hear again, one more time. Like we chant Hare Krishna mantra. The same mantra we repeatedly hear again and again, again and again. So it's a medicine which is going inside. You cannot say, oh, this medicine I already took yesterday. Why should I take it again? No, that is the only medicine. It should keep going inside. Whether you have taken it already, you say, oh, I know this medicine. Keep taking. So all this Krishna Katha, Ram Katha, many times we hear every year Ram Navami come, we'll talk some of those stories. Every year Janmashtami comes, we'll talk about some Krishna stories. Every year some Kartik month comes, we talk about Damodar Leela. So we should know that what is the purpose. Purpose is purification. So when we hear, then Hridantastoya Bhadrani Vidunoti Suhritasatam. So all the Abhadrani, all kinds of inauspicious things, all kinds of anarthas from our heart, just by hearing, when it enters through our ear into our heart, so then it purifies. Our heart gets cleansed. And unless our heart is clean, there's no space for the Lord to enter into our heart. How much ever we try, it will not enter into our heart. So we have to make that seat clear and clean. Say, Lord, this is a right fit for you. It's very pure, very clean. Now you can come. Right. So in one of the Krishna Leela that we discussed about, that Krishna is famous as Makhan Chor, right? He is famous as butter thief. So the understanding for a devotee, for a Vaishnava, is that Krishna should not only just steal the butter, but Krishna should also steal our heart. That's the goal. When Krishna will steal my heart, right? Sometimes you will see that some people, not here much, but in India you can see very commonly, especially in Vrindavan. There's some t-shirt and then some, something is written on the back of the t-shirt. What is written? I lost my heart in Vrindavan, right? It is easy to write something and put some t-shirt like that. But one devotee was saying that make sure that you lost your heart to the right person in Vrindavan. You can lose your heart to anyone. So it's not easy that we lose our heart to Krishna. Krishna should come and steal our heart. So then qualification is our heart should become like a butter. What is butter like? It is soft and it is white, very clean. So our heart should become soft. Sometimes we are very hard-hearted. The way we deal with people, the way we think, the way we behave with people. Right? So our heart should become very clean, and also it should become very soft, clean. Okay. So this is the whole idea of hearing all this Ram Katha, Krishna Katha, or anything about the Lord. Okay, not information gathering. So today we thought of discussing some of the stories, and more than the story, what are the lessons for all of us, right? Some of you might have already seen today's topic, learning the lessons from, what are that? 4 brothers, 3 brothers, 2 brothers. So we'll talk and we'll understand. Who are the 4 brothers? Everybody knows. 4 brothers. Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan. Right. So what we can learn? We can learn so many things, but some of the points that I could think and I would like to share here, that what we learn from Ram. Right. Ramante yogino anante satyananda chidatmane. So the Lord Ram, his personality is that he gives the pleasure. And what we learn, he is the personality of integrity. Ragukul Reet Sada Chali Ai, Pran Jai Par Vachan Na Jai. If he gives some word, some promise is given, then it cannot be taken back. So that is called integrity. Integrity means what you say, you should do that. That is integrity. And honesty is what you do, you should say. So Lord is famous. Lord Ramchandra's personality is famous for integrity. Right? He is very, 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 very faithful to his superiors, to his father. He gave the word to his father. Yes, I'll go to the forest. And then no matter what happens after that, he has given the word at the cost of sacrificing all his comforts, all his opulences. So when Vishwamitra Muni came and took Ram and Lakshman, it was before Banvas. So when he met, Vishwamitra Muni met Dashrath Maharaj, and he says, I want your sons, I need some help. And there is a whole conversation that Dashrath Maharaj was not willing to send his young boys. Says, if you want any help, I personally can come with all my army. He said, but I want your sons only, Ram and Lakshman. So there was a purpose. And then somehow Dashrath Maharaj was not getting convinced. He was concerned about this young boy, like at that time, 7 or 8 years boy. They are not even trained to fight any battle. So how they can help the sage fighting against the demons? So all this was going on, and then this Vishwamitra Muni was getting a little angry, little upset that you have given me the word that he has asked me what, and I want your sons. Now you are going back your words. So Dashrath Maharaj was in Dharma Sankat. What to do? He is not willing to send his young boys. At the same time, he cannot go back to his promise to the saintly person. So in that moment, he thought, let me just consult to another sage, which was Vasishtha Muni. Now there is a history that Vasishtha Muni and Vishwamitra, they have some fight. They're kind of inimical to each other, right? So they will never go along. So that was their situation. So if Vishwamitra Muni says that I want Ram and Lakshman, then Vasishtha should say something just opposite, right? But then Vasishtha Muni also agreed on this point. He says, I'll disagree for anything that Vishwamitra Muni says. But at this point, I agree that you should send. Vishwamitra Muni himself is a very powerful sage, but he has some higher purpose. So then they were sent, and we know the story that how on the way the Lord killed the demons, the Tataka, and then Marichi and Subha. We discussed that in the previous thing. And then Lord take them to Mithila. And then Mithila, Lord has this Vishwamitra Muni has the purpose why he has to take Ram and Lakshman to Mithila. And there, this Sita Swambar, there was a preparation work going on. And then Vishwamitra Muni takes Ram and Lakshman also in the Sita Swambar. Then he says to Ram that, my dear Ram, go and see the Dhanush. So he just said, go and see the Dhanush, that Mahesh Chap, Shiv Dhanush. And Lord Ramchandra immediately goes and he sees, and then he lifted it, tried to string it, and then it got broke. We all know the story. But one important thing is, this is how a disciple should be, a follower should be. Just little indication, and immediately he should understand what is the purpose behind this instruction. So he said, just go and see the Dhanush, Shiv Dhanush. What does it mean? Just go and see and say, I saw. Very nice. Very beautiful. He understood immediately what is the purpose. Meaning, saying that go and see, it means I have to do something about it. So that is how the Lord Ramchandra was very, very faithful and very intelligent. And always his consciousness was, how can I serve my superiors? That is his integrity. Right? So many times people don't understand that. Go and see, they go and see and come back. One time I remember that it was back in India in when I was in temple only, so in the kitchen, in the deity kitchen. So this devotee was, making some, what do you say, the butter into ghee. They take a lot of, the malai from the milk, the cream from the top, and then you start boiling it and it turns into the clarified butter, the ghee, right? So he was boiling the ghee, clarifying it. And then when it comes to its boiling point, right, and ghee is in itself is like very hot, and then it is on the flame. So this main cook, he said to another assistant cook that, I'll just come in a minute, just, see this, like, look at this. Just be careful that. So it is understood. Somebody is a little intelligent, he will understand seeing means what. And after a minute, when this main, cook, the devotee came inside and he saw that ghee was spilling out. And this devotee was standing there and he was still seeing only. And then he was a little upset. He was angry. He said, I told you to see this. He said, I'm seeing. So then point is, you should understand there is intention behind an instruction. Right. So Lord Ramchandra was always in that mood of always serving faithfully with best of his ability. And when he's given any task or whenever he is given any word, he will show that integrity. So that is what we can learn from Lord Ram. Then the second brother is Lakshman. Lakshman is also a very, what do you say, very glorious character in Ramayana that we can learn a lot of lessons from. So Lakshman is explained in the Valmiki Ramayana as Lakshmana Lakshmi Sampanno. Lakshmana, who is Lakshman? Who is Lakshmi Sampanna? Lakshmi Sampanna means Lakshmi is the wealth, and Sampanna means like he is prosperous. So Lakshmana, Lakshmi Sampanno, Bahir Prana. So he was fully rich person. That is how he is explained. But what is his richness? So that we have to understand that what was his wealth, that is prosperous with that wealth. Wealth was his attitude to serve the Lord. So what we learn from Lakshman is service attitude, seva bhav, that he was so rich with that service attitude that he is ready to go to any extent to render seva to the Lord. Right, when Lord Ramchandra was banished to forest, it was only Lord Ramchandra alone, nobody else. Then this is the duty of the wife, that husband is going, then wife has the right to go along with the husband. So she can go. So she decided, Sita Devi decided that I'll also go. What I'll do here, all alone when my husband is not here, 14 years. So she requested and Lord Ramchandra tried to pacify, no, no, it's not a good place, very dangerous place and like that. But seeing her, adamancy that no, 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 I have to come. So then Lord agreed that, okay, you come, you are my wife, so you should come. And then Lakshman. So traditionally, you'll see that Kshatriya generally, they don't work under anyone. That is a Kshatriya nature. They're like, they should be head. This is the nature of Kshatriya. They cannot work under someone. That is their Kshatriya style. So they rule generally. They're the heads. So then Lakshman comes to Ramchandra and he says that I also want to come. Why I want to come? Because I want to serve you. And then Lord Ramchandra says that no, you have no right to come. Like, why you should come? You have your own wife here. You should stay back here and you should take care of your wife. And he literally pleaded and fell at the feet of Lord Ramchandra. And while he was holding, clasping on the feet of Lord Ramchandra and pleading and begging that, please allow me to come along with you in the forest. And that time he was looking at Sita Devi. So the Acharyas explain that we might go in front of the Lord, we can fold our hands, we can bow down to the Lord at his lotus feet, and we can pray. But the blessings comes by the special favor, special blessings of the devotees. And Sita Devi is the greatest devotee here. So when, like we say, that if you want blessings of Krishna or the seva to Krishna, should pray to Radharani. By the mercy of Radharani, we get the mercy of Krishna. So if we want the seva to Lord Ram, then we should pray to Sita Devi. So so Lakshmana is teaching us here that this is how one should beg for the service. And then also we should understand in that context that we get the favor of the Lord by the blessings of the Vaishnavas. So many times people don't understand. They say, no, I don't care about all the other devotees. I am only concerned about me and the Lord. I just pray to Krishna. I don't care about all other people. I don't get along with them. Then we'll never get the seva to the Lord. The seva and the blessings of the Lord comes through the devotees only. So Lakshmana is teaching here while he is holding onto the feet of Lord Ramchandra, is still looking at Sita Devi that please, you say something. And when Sita Devi says, yes, please consider the request, then Lord Ram agreed to take him along. So we learn from Lakshman that seva attitude, seva bha, that we should also aspire that how can I develop that seva attitude, right? So this is what we learn from this another brother, Lakshman. Okay. So there is a story of, there is a conversation between Sri Devi and Bhudevi. One time, Sri Devi and Bhudevi, they're talking to the Lord. So Lord was asking the opinion of, a devotee who doesn't abide by the principles. He's not following the principles, but he says that I'm a devotee. So what to do in that case? Lord is confused. He's a devotee, but he's not following all the instruction nicely, sincerely. So shall I reject that person or not? Right. So Lord asked this question to Sri Devi. And then Sri Devi, in response, she says that, my dear Lord, there is no word in your dictionary called rejection. Whatever the person is following, not following, if he is your devotee, has come to your lotus feet, then you cannot reject. You have to give the shelter. So Lord was not very satisfied with this answer. He said, this person is not following what I say. But he is just simply saying, oh Lord, I'm here at your service. I'm at your shelter, but not following. Say, no, you cannot reject. That was the answer to Sri Devi. Lord says, okay, let me take the second opinion from Bhudevi. So he asked that, okay, what do you have to say? So Bhudevi said that I completely disagree on what Sri Devi said. And then she added that anyone comes to your lotus feet is already free from all the faults. So this is the power of taking the shelter in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. Somehow or other, if we get to the service, the lotus feet of the Lord, then we might be, whatever externally speaking, faulty, but Lord cannot reject us, and Lord will accept us. And this is the confirmation given in the Bhagavad Gita. Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadureva samantavya. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter, Api chet sudurachara. If somebody is durachara, means his behavior is not good, has a lot of faults, a lot of bad habits, but still that person is bhajate mam ananya bhak. He's constantly chanting my name, he's engaged in my seva. So externally he might be very faulty, bad behavior, so many anarthas and all that, but sadhur eva samantavya. One should consider that person as a sadhu and great devotee. So this is the understanding that when we situate ourselves in the service of the Lord, that is the greatest benediction that we can aspire. So this is what we learn, that Lakshman is always constantly engaged in the service of the Lord. So we learn from Ram integrity, from Lakshman we learn service attitude, the seva bhav. What do we learn from Bharata? So Bharata has been described in the Ramayana as Bharvahi iti Bharata. Who is Bharat? Who is carrying the bhar? Bhar means the load. One who is constantly bearing and carrying the heavy load on his head. That person is called Bharat. So what is that load that he's carrying? Bharat. So you all know the story that how the Kekai conspired the whole thing, and then it appeared to everyone in Ayodhya that Bharat was also the party to that conspiracy. But interestingly, Bharat was not there at that time in Ayodhya. He went to his meeting grandfather and spending some time vacations. And behind his back, all this conspiracy happened. But everybody misunderstood. They thought that he's sitting there and remote controlling everything. He is the culprit, like that. So one lesson we can understand, that moment you are little away from the Lord, from that proximity, disaster can happen in life. Bharat was there in Ayodhya in a very close proximity to the Lord. Just for some time he went away from the Lord, and all this conspiracy happened. So this is one of the lessons that we can learn, that no matter what happens, we should always, grahe thako, bane thako, sada, hari bole nako. One of the acharyas says, wherever you are, either you are a householder, you are a sannyasi, you are sitting in a big apartment, or you are living in a forest, we should constantly remember the Lord, keep chanting Lord's name. So we're drawing the lesson that as soon as Bharat went little away from the Lord, and then big disaster happened. So now he came back and he tried to give, a lot of explanation, but unfortunately nobody believed him. Right? He tried to console and then explain that I was not, but including the mothers like Kaushalya and other, well, they also misunderstood. So that was his heavy load. Heavy load of what? Being misunderstood. It's not easy. And you're surrounded by the people where everybody misunderstand you. They see you as a culprit when you are not. You cannot be in that association. You cannot survive there. Right? How difficult it is. It's a very heavy load to carry this burden of being misunderstood. Right? And for him, there is no opportunity to clarify his intentions, especially when Dashrath Maharaj died and this Bharat was called, and Bharat, it is said that Bharat went to give the funeral fire, the last fire. And that is when this Vasishtha Muni comes and he stops him, says, you cannot give the fire. He says, why? When my elder brother is not here, Ram is not here, then in his absence, I'm the only one who's supposed to do this job. Says, I'm sorry to inform you, but when your father Dasra died, he clearly made this statement that that culprit Bharat should not come close to my body, should not touch my body if I die. So we had to abide by the order of the king now. So he is so badly misunderstood by his own father, mother, and everyone in Ayodhya. And even more difficult is that he don't have the opportunity to clarify his intentions. Father is gone, dead and gone, with a misunderstanding that he was the culprit. How you will do, what you will do, right? So this is the situation of Bharata Bharavahi iti Bharata. So a lot of things happen sometime. But then in that situation, Bharat did not give his seva. And seva was given to him was Lord Ramchandra gave him the seva that I cannot come back here now. You should go and you should rule the Ayodhya. And whom he should rule? He should be in the administration where everyone around you, even the praja, people, everyone in Ayodhya, they see you as a culprit. And you know very well that everybody is looking at me as I am culprit. And now I have to rule these people. It's a very, very heavy service, not easy to execute this kind of seva. Simple seva, happily we do. This kind of service, very heavy service. So sometime it may happen that we should learn from Bharat that when we come in a devotee community, devotee association, there might be some misunderstanding between two different devotees, or all those things can happen and happens. We are all conditioned souls. So because of those misunderstanding, we should not let go our seva. We have to make the point, yes, I know that this person misunderstand me. This person doesn't appreciate me. This person have some, negative opinion about me. So how can I be here surrounded by all these people? Better I stay away. I'll just go away. I cannot be here. This is not the right place. So we learn from the Bharata, despite all kinds of accusations, misunderstanding, criticism, and still you continue your seva. You need that capacity to bear that load. Bharvahi iti Bharata. So we learn that quality of in whatever circumstances it may be, we should let not our seva discontinue. And otherwise, sometimes it's the human nature for all, some simple silly things. We just fight, argue, and just get away without understanding that ultimately we are the loser. There might be misunderstanding. Say, no, I'll not go to the temple only. I'll not talk to these people. How can they say like this about me? Right? One time, there's this Mataji, one of the disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So she was working in the kitchen, and then uh, Prabhupada asked to make some kachoris. So she very nicely, very devotedly, she made the kachoris, right? And then one of the devotee, the assistant to Prabhupada, he came and then she says, yeah, kachori is ready, you can take and give to Prabhupada. So he took like bunch of kachoris to offer to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada took one and he ate one. This is very nice. Prabhupada says, but rest of those kachoris, I'll eat tomorrow. So keep them safely, like that. And then this devotee came with the rest of the kachoris, came in the kitchen, and to this Mataji said that, Mataji, Prabhupada want them tomorrow, so I'm leaving it here. And this Mataji was busy cooking and all that. And she said, no, 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 Prabhu, don't leave it here. I cannot, so many people come in the kitchen. If somebody takes away all that, so I cannot guard all these kachoris. I'm busy with my cooking. So she was actually insisting on not to leave them. And this devotee said, where would I keep all these kachoris? Kitchen is the place. And despite her saying no, he left all the kachoris there. And this Mataji also did not pay much attention. He says, okay, he left it. Tomorrow I'll come and take. But when tomorrow, the next day, when this devotee came and he was looking for the kachoris, it was missing. Probably somebody took away, right? So then he was frantically searching, hey, where are the kachoris? I left it here. And then he's asking the same Mataji, where are these kachoris go? And then this Mataji said, I already told you yesterday that you should not leave it here. That is why I told you. A lot of people comes here and I cannot, take care of all that. Say, no, but what to do now? Prabhupada want kachoris. He's asking what to do now. So that the Mataji was busy cooking and he says, probably just go and tell Prabhupada that, I did not find the kachoris and, maybe some cat took away. Cat entered into the kitchen and the cat took away. So this devotee says, looks like a good excuse. So he went and then he says, Prabhupada, I didn't find those kachoris. And then, that cat, looks like that cat took away. So Prabhupada asked this devotee, who told you that cat took away? Say that Mataji told. And then Prabhupada, in a very light mood, he made a comment. Prabhupada says, the person who is saying cat took away, that person only ate all the kachoris. Like in a little humorous way and in a light way, he said like that. And this devotee also laughed and he came back to the kitchen and he asked, others, Mataji asked, so what did Prabhupada say? So this devotee says that Prabhupada said, the person who's saying the cat took away the kachori, that person only ate the kachoris. So this Mataji was sharing in that moment, she felt devastated. What she thought at that time, that I'm so sincerely trying to do the seva here. And some comment has been made on me, like on my integrity. Somebody is doubting on me that I took away the kachoris. I'll just go away and I'll not be here and this. So in this, this is how the mind tricks. In that moment, she started thinking that I should not be here if they don't trust me. And Prabhupada made comment like this in that moment. And she was thinking, and then suddenly something stuck to her, and then she says, why I'm thinking so negative? Prabhupada is my guru. If he made some comment like that, so there's nothing to be disturbed and think too negative about that. And then she started remembering that what Prabhupada's blessings has changed their life. So sometimes we miss out that being in the association of devotees, being in the seva of the Lord is such a blessing that it is not available anywhere in the world, in the entire creation. Brahmanda Brahmite, Kaune Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Paya. Bhakti Lata is this bhakti. You go to the entire universe, top to bottom, you don't find anywhere the bhakti. So many things you can find. So, having attained this Bhakti Lata, we should always remember, is such a blessing, such a benediction, such a glorious thing to have in life. So we cannot afford to lose bhakti for some silly things. That somebody made comment, somebody accused me, somebody, passed a comment on me, somebody misunderstood me. No, you cannot. You just learn to tolerate. Find the ways if you can go and then clarify all that. Go and seek some clarification. But don't take such decisions, random decisions, to go away. Okay, so that is what we learn from the Bharat Maharaj, that despite being misunderstood, all kind of accusations and all of that, he still continue to do the seva. You can continue to do the seva only when you truly value that seva. And when you will value, when you truly understand what is the seva actually. It is the most rarest thing to get. Sometimes we very easily get that association, all these things. And we, they say the familiarity breed contempt. Because of the familiarity, we say, okay, that's okay. Every day we go to temple, every day we eat prasad, every day we listen to this classes and all that. And we start taking it for granted. So it's very, very important that we keep the value intact to all those things. And with that value, sincerely, we continue our seva. Okay, so that is what we learn from the Bharat Maharaj. What we learn from Shatrugna, fourth brother. What is the literal meaning of Shatrugna? Shatrugna means one who has killed his Shatru. That is Shatrugna. But if you see the track record of Shatrugna, there's not much description that he fought some battle, he killed so many demons, but there is a description of one demon, Lavanasur. He killed one demon. His name was Lavanasur. So, saying that somebody who killed one demon and he became such a powerful Shatrugna, it doesn't seems like a right fit. Lord Ramchandra killed so many demons. Probably he should has been titled as Shatrugna. He killed like 14,000, the army of Karan Dushan in just 1 hour, and so many other. But why Shatrugna is said as Shatrugna? So there's understanding is it's not about external enemy, but his character shows us and teaches us he has killed one very powerful enemy within, and that enemy is false ego. Shatrugna is also another Kshatriya. Like Lakshmana was committed to serve Lord Ram. In the same way, Shatrugna was committed to serve Bharat. And who is Bharat? What is his position? Nobody is appreciating him. Nobody is glorifying him. Nobody is praising him. Everybody is condemning him. Oh, he is such a man, and like that. And to be the servant of that person, how much you have to crush your ego. Right? So Shatrugna is the example of killing this enemy, Shatru, which is sitting within, which is false ego. Big demon, big enemy. Not easy. Right? But then we can learn from his example, Shatrugna's example, that he has conquered over this enemy. Right? So these are the lessons that we can learn in brief. Ram, integrity; Lakshman, service attitude; Bharat, tolerance; Marvahi, and then Shatrugna is killing, keeping the false ego aside, and continuous service. So these are all different enemies which comes in our path or way to seva. Sometimes ego will come, sometimes some other things will come. So our goal should be very, very clear: service to the Lord. So don't allow any of those things. So these are the lessons that we learn from the story of four brothers. Okay, now we'll jump on to this lessons from the three brothers. Who are the three brothers? We can learn something from them also. Let us learn something from that. So learning is not only one-sided. We can learn that how you should not become. That is also learning. You should not become like Ravan. And we can see that Ravan, his mentality was, he was very lusty. Lusty means that mentality, that attitude is whatever you see, you want to enjoy. And no consideration. If you see somebody's wife and you want to enjoy. Sita, I want to enjoy. Like he cannot. But this is the nature of lust. This enjoying tendency. We might say, oh, we are not like Ravan. Ravan was Ravan. We are all nice people. It's not about that specific type. It is that mentality and that attitude. I want to enjoy somehow or other, whatever I see, I hear, and there is a desire that can I have it? Can I enjoy it? So this mentality is a Ramana mentality. Right. So he is always trying to enjoy any object or anything he sees. So this is what we learn, that we should give up this enjoying tendency, enjoying mentality, independent of the Lord, without understanding that who is the proprietor for this. So we understand that everything, Bhoktaram Yagadapsam Sarvaloko Maheshwar. So everything what we see in this material world, Lord is the proprietor. Lord is the supreme Bhokta, Bhoktaram Yagadapsam. He is the supreme enjoyer. That should be the understanding. So I cannot be enjoyer of anything of this world, because everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. So my enjoyment is Prashadam enjoyment. Let the Lord enjoy. And after that, remnants of the Lord, which is called Prashad, I can also enjoy. So anything I see, I should always think that how can I serve the Lord for his pleasure by using this. This is a devotee mentality, like Hanuman, right? So what is the comparison we can see between Hanuman and Ravan? Ravan is trying to take away the Sita and trying to enjoy without Ram. And what Hanuman is doing? He's putting hard efforts to bring Sita back to Ram. So this is the difference between a devotee and a demon. Demon always thinks, I don't care about Ram. I am interested in only Sita. Lakshmi is very fascinating. I want Lakshmi, not Narayan. So this is a demonic mentality, Ravan mentality. But a devotee mentality, like Hanuman mentality, is, oh, I see a lot of Lakshmi. I got a lot of Lakshmi, a lot of wealth, power, position, so many things. How can I connect it? How can I bring it back in the service of Narayan? So this is the difference. So that is what we learn. So one time, this Prabhupada, somebody asked Prabhupada that why God created this world. And Prabhupada in different times he will answer differently based on who's the person who's asking and how much he can understand. So when Prabhupada was asked this question that why this world was created, so Prabhupada says this world was created to enjoy. Right? And this person was very happy. So it looks like I also want to enjoy only. This world was created to enjoy. But immediately Prabhupada corrected him. Is created to enjoy, but not yours. Krishna's enjoyment. So entire creation is meant for Krishna's pleasure, Krishna's enjoyment. And that is what is the devotee's mentality is. Whatever I see, whatever I have, how can I use this in the service of the Lord for the pleasure of the Lord? Right? And if we don't do this and we think that how can I enjoy independent of the Lord, is a Ravana mentality. So we can learn this lesson from Ravan. Right? So people work hard so much. One time one businessman came to Srila Prabhupada and he was very anxious constantly. He was not even getting sleep in the night. Says, Swamiji, I have expanded my business so much. I have to travel very intensely, going here, there, and so many factories, so many people. It is becoming too overwhelming for me. I'm constantly in anxiety. What should I do? I want to, reduce this anxiety. So then Prabhupada said that your anxiety is because of all your factories and all your business. So maybe you can give some of your factories to us in donation. So that way, your anxiety will be reduced a little bit. This person got freaked out. He got, scared. Oh my God, this people are too much. They're asking for my factories. It disappeared. And then Prabhupada was talking to his disciples and Prabhupada was saying that, see how he's trying to enjoy by himself. His desire is, I want to enjoy everything. When we are asking, give us some of your wealth or some of those things so that we can use that in the service of the Lord. He just disappeared. He ran away. So this is Ravana mentality. I should enjoy everything. People struggle hard. And how can I enjoy more and more and more? So this independently enjoying tendency is a Ravana mentality. Right? And when we have this mentality like Ravan, then what happens? We are constantly anxious. We cannot be at peace. We cannot be at peace. It's easy to get a PC, but getting peace, not easy. There is a process given in the scriptures. So we have to develop the Hanuman mentality. Okay, so that is what we learn from Ravan. Who is the second brother? Kumbhakaran. What is famous for? Nicely eating and sleeping only. There's no third activity in his life. Eat and sleep. Right? So now this Kumbhakarna is also sometimes, some people talk. Oh, he was such a what do you say, faithful brother. When Ravan was in trouble, Ravan goes and wakes this Kumbhakarna up from his deep sleep. Right? And Ravan says, I need your help. He says, what's the matter? Why you're waking me up amid of my sleep? So this is the matter. This Ram and his army, monkey army, they are about to attack us. So we need your help. And he was wondering, like, why? What is this fight over these monkeys? Then Ravan has to explain what happened. And in that moment, this Kumbhakarna, he was giving some instruction to Ravan that you should probably, send back Sita to Ram. And why you're doing all this, right? But Ravan was not willing to hear all those good instruction, good counseling, and all of that. And then he says, I did my duty. I told you what is the right thing. But if you are not willing, then okay, you are my elder brother. You are my superior. You are also the king. So then I have to follow what you have to say. And then he says, I know this is wrong, but I'll follow what you say. And then he said, okay, if you want me to fight, I'll go and fight. So he was very, very loyal. And many times people glorify, oh, Kumbhakarna was so loyal to his brother. But we understand from the scriptures, this is material loyalty. This is condemned. This kind of loyalty has no value on the spiritual platform. Our loyalty should be only to the Supreme Lord. If you are trying to be loyal, going against the Lord, you are not a loyal person. It is just like one time, there's a bunch of, this thief. They plan to loot. So all perfectly they planned, and then very successfully they looted the booty, and they ran away, escaped. And finally they came to one and somewhere in the jungle in a secluded place. And now they say, okay, bring everything, all the wealth, put here. The four people. And now they say, now we should very honestly, we should distribute among ourselves, all this wealth. Somebody might say, oh, they're so honest, right? So honestly, they're distributing very, very carefully. They're not. Do you say that honesty? Do not say that honesty. So, turning away from the Supreme Lord, from Krishna, as soon as we turn away from the Lord, we're already dishonest. We're not loyal. And after that, in this material world, you try to be very loyal, very nice, moral, ethical, and all that. It doesn't have any value independent from the Lord. So everything has value only when it is in connection with the Lord. Prabhupada gives the example of accumulating the zeros in your life. Like, somebody accumulate a lot of wealth. This added one zero. Lot of education, very highly educated person, another zero. Very popular, very famous, another zero, very loyal, very ethical, very moral. There's a lot of zeros. Putting all the zeros together has any value? Zero value. Unless you bring that connection, you bring that one in front of all the zeros. And that one is the connection with the Lord. So unless Lord is not there in the picture, then all your whatever, being ethical, moral, loyal, or whatever, it has no value. It's in zero value. So that is what we learn is that there's no point of just being loyal materially like that, independent from the Lord. So that is what this Kumbhakarna teaches us. And what Bibhishan teaches us, the third brother, he teaches just opposite lesson. He was not loyal to his own brother. In fact, he only broke the secret how to kill Rama. Right, there was Amrit, the nectar in his navel or somewhere. So he told the Lord the secret that you have to shoot there. So somebody says that, oh, because of the Bibhishan only the whole Lanka was devastated. He was not faithful. He was not being loyal to his own brother. So we should understand that though he was not loyal to Ravana, but he was loyal to Lord Ramchandra. So sometime, you might be seen as it is not an encouragement, but point is sometimes we have to do those things. Let go some material loyalty and morality and all of those things for the sake of serving the Lord. That is much appreciated. Sometimes, devotees, the monks like brahmacharis, they join the temple as a full-time monk. Many of them, they don't tell the parents, or they probably tell the lies. I'm going just for 1 year, I'll come back. Something like that. Because the parents will not, send him happily. Oh, now you're becoming a sadhu. Okay. We'll send you nicely. We'll give you send off. They'll do all drama. They'll catch him, put him behind, the closed doors or something. They cannot let him go. So sometime, they may speak lies. And then, some friends and relatives and people in the society, they get to know. And they start accusing these devotees. Oh, what kind of a son you are? You spoke lie to your parents and you did this, you cheated them, this and that. Yes, it looks like that, right? But why he did that is a question. What was the intention? Intention was to surrender to the Lord in the seva, to commit himself, one lifetime in the service of the Lord. Then all those kind of so-called being faithful and loyal is okay. But if it is for a higher cause, many times people say, oh no, what about your duties to your parents? Matra rin, pitra rin, so many rin, like that. People will talk all those things. But they don't understand. They don't read the scriptures very carefully. Bhagavatam explains, Devarshi bhuta ptananam pitranam na kinkaro na ayam rini charajam sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam parhityakartam. It says, we all, as soon as we are born in this material world, we are indebted. So many living entities. So you're sitting here, you're breathing. Somebody is sending you the bill for your oxygen cylinder. For whatever number of years, every day, every second, you're breathing. How? Somebody is supplying it. You are indebted. Deva. Deva means demigod, they're supplying. Heat, light, the sunlight every day. Vitamin D you are taking free. You go and buy vitamin D bottle, they'll charge you. But you can freely take all the vitamin D from the sunlight. Light, we are putting it on here, they'll send us the bill. Outside, so much light, right? So many things we are taking for granted. We're constantly breathing and heat and light and the water supply, the rains comes, right? We are not paying the bills. So who is supplying? We are indebted to that person. And they are the Devas, the demigod, Devdas. Deva, Rishi means all the sadhu, all this knowledge that we are hearing and all that is coming. We did not work hard for all this. We did not earn this. Still, this knowledge is coming because those saintly people took the hardship to preserve this knowledge intact, purely, right? They are written, they protected, preserved, and now we are enjoying and we are, utilizing this. So we're indebted to the rishis. They were Shi, Bhuta, Apta, Nranam, Pitranam, like that. There's a long list. So many people we are indebted to. How you will pay back that rin, and then Matrarin, Pitrarin, so many. How do you pay back? So it says, Sarvatmana ya Sharanam Sharanyam Gato Mukundam. When you go to the shelter, Sharanam Sharanyam, to the Sharan of Mukundam, Mukunda, the Supreme Lord, Krishna. His name is Mukunda. Mukunda means he is the giver of liberation, Mukti Data, Sarvesham. That is Mukunda. So when you go and take the shelter of that Supreme Lord Mukunda, then you are automatically free from all this kind of debts. This is the confirmation from the Bhagavatam. Right. So sometimes it is okay not to be loyal, but of course for a higher cause. Don't misuse this kind of instruction. If you truly have some higher cause, better cause, or absolute cause, then it is okay not to follow certain things like that. Okay. So this is what we can learn from the story of Vibhishan. Also, another lesson that we can learn from the Vibhishan is when he came to surrender to Lord Ram, he wanted to join the party. Then everybody doubted. He said, "Oh, looks like he might be a spy coming from other camp. How you can trust?" So nobody was able to trust, and most of the people misunderstood. He might be a spy. They always look at you as if you are a spy, right? It is very, very, what do you say? Something. It's a kind of a load, like heavy in the heart, that somebody is looking at you constantly as a culprit, as a spy, and you might be misunderstood. Again, the same lesson. But for the sake of the Lord, you should be ready to be misunderstood if it helps you to be in the service of the Lord. So he says, okay, no problem. Many people are misunderstanding. They're thinking I'm a spy. But still, if Lord is accepting me in the service, I should accept, right? So like that, we can drive lot of lessons here. So these are the lessons from three brothers, Ravan, Kumbhakaran, and Vibhishan. What are the lessons we learned? What do you learn from Ravan? That enjoying mentality, independent enjoyment we should give him. That is a demonic mentality. What we learned from Kumbhakaran? So-called material loyalty, which is not in connection with the Lord, has no value. And the third thing, what we learn from the Vibhishan? It is okay to be misunderstood if it helps you to get closer to service of the Lord. And also it is okay to be not so loyal if you are loyal to the Supreme Lord. So these are the lessons that we can learn. Okay, last, I'll just keep it very short. Two brothers. Who are the two brothers? Ramayana, there is no Krishna Balram. We are talking from Ramayana today.
Vali Sugriva.
Yes, Sugriva and Bali. What do we learn from them? We can learn a wonderful lesson that how the assumptions are so disastrous. So their story goes like this. This Bali and Sugriv, very nice brothers, very loving brothers, ready to die for each other. That kind of relation, a lot of respect for each other and all of that. And powerful, Bali was very, very powerful. And he was ruling his kingdom. So one time, this one demon came and challenged Bali. Hey, Bali, come out and you rascal, and something like that. This Bali was very, very powerful. He says, who is this, the mosquito coming and challenging me like this? Some demon. And then he came in anger. Hey, who is this? And then he understood that, probably I challenged the wrong person. Then this demon, his name was called Mayavi. So he started running. And this Bali started chasing him. Hey, stop here. I'll teach you the lesson. Like that. And he's running and running. And this Bali is chasing. Now Sugri was a little worried and concerned. Hey, brother, where are you going? Leave it. hold on. Say, no, I'll just teach this guy a lesson. So then out of his concern, the Sugriva also started chasing Bali. So demon is running, Bali is chasing, and behind him, Sugriva is chasing. And finally, this demon entered into a cave, very deep, dark cave. He went there. And then this Bali came at the entrance of the cave. And Sugriva also came along. And then he was about to enter into that cave, this Bali. But I'll go inside. So the Sugri warned him, hey, don't go inside. We don't know. Like there might be something they might have planned to trap you in that. So don't go. And he was very angry. He was not ready to listen. He says, I had to go. I had to kill this demon. Don't say anything. He said, then I'll also come along. Sugri was saying. So Bali says, no, I'll go alone. You just be here. And this is my order as your elder brother and also as a king. So though Sugriva wanted to go inside the cave, but he couldn't go because of the order. He says, wait here, I'll just kill this demon and come back soon. Till that you keep waiting. So this Vali goes inside the cave. And then something was happening now. You don't know like what is happening. There was no live telecast. If something is going on and you are just standing there waiting, concerned, and your heartbeats are going up. You don't know what's going on here, and he's waiting and waiting and waiting. Few hours, then days, and few days, and then few weeks, and then few months. 1 year happened. 1 year standing and waiting only. Somebody can wait 1 year, he'll die there only. But somehow he was waiting. I don't know how he managed to wait, but he waited for 1 year. And what is happening? And he is becoming more and more tensed, anxious. What is going on? And suddenly, after 1 year, he could hear some sound, somebody shouting. And that shout was the demon was shouting. And he became even more worried. Oh my God, what's going on? Now finally, after 1 year, but shouting, that too also the demon is shouting. But there's no voice of my brother, Vali. What happened to him? And he just assumed, he feared the worst. Probably this demon killed my brother. And now and then he saw that a stream of blood was flowing out. He says, looks like, my brother is killed. And he started lamenting, crying, and he was also wondering like what to do now. This demon will come out, now he'll kill me also. And not only he'll kill me, king is killed, I am killed, he'll go to the city and he'll, create some havoc to all the citizens. So now in this case, it is my duty to do something about it. So what Sugriva did, what we are trying to learn here is he assumed something. Probably Vali is killed. So then he says, I had to handle the situation. So he pushed one big boulder and closed in the cave, in the mouth of the cave. So that way, this demon will not come out. And with that, with a very sad heart, he went back. And then people were waiting. Hey, what happened? 1 year, where are you missing? And where is Bali or our king? We're eagerly waiting. And with a very sad heart, crying heart, he just narrated the whole story. He says, unfortunately, our king, my brother Bali, has been killed by this demon. And I'm so sad I couldn't do anything like that. And then those wise ministers, they thought, okay, how to handle in the situation now? The king is no more. So then they insisted him that probably you should become the next king now, should sit on the throne. Though he was not willing, but he was advised by all the ministers. Says, okay, you sit on the Singhasan, you become the king. And he said, okay, then, and that is what is the opinion of everyone. And he sat, and then he became the ruling king now. And then gradually things started settling down and all that. And one fine day, he could hear the roaring sound. And what was the sound? Somebody shouting, you Sugriva. And then he realized that it was Vali, his own brother, came very angry. And he was shouting on him. He says, I'll not leave you today. I'll kill you. And he's just rushing. And his brother Sugriv, he has the mixed emotions now. Happiness, oh, my brother is still alive. I thought he died. But at the same time, he was very fearful. He's coming to kill me. Looks like some misunderstanding. So he was shouting this Bali that I always knew that you always had the intention. You wanted to usurp my position, the power, and that is what you planned, and you wanted me to be killed inside the cave, and that is why you closed this and that. And this Sugri was trying, no, my dear brother, it's not like that. Please listen to me. Please, let me give me a chance to explain to you what happened. Say nothing doing. I'll kill you. Like that. And in that point, that Sugriva ran away. We all know the story, and then he was hiding himself into the forest, and so this story happened in the Kishkinda, and later he met Ram and Lakshman. But what we understand, a very important lesson, there's such a wonderful relation between two brothers, so loving, so caring, just because of one assumption, it resulted in becoming the dad enemies. Like very, they became the enemies to the extent that he wanted to kill his own brother. So this is what the assumptions they do. Sometimes we are not careful. We assume the things. Oh, why this person is behaving like that? Why this person is looking like this at me? Maybe he is thinking like this. You are assuming something. Nobody is confirmed. Who said? Nobody said. Your mind said. So assumptions are very, very dangerous. Don't make the assumptions. Now, what is the solution to assumptions? Anybody can give me the solution? Answer. What is the possible solution that we don't get into these assumptions?
Take a pause and explore.
Take a pause, explore. What else?
Inquire.
Inquire. What else? Okay, all the right answer, little close to the answers. The solution to assumption is communication. So take a pause and then say, oh, let us talk. Don't just assume. I'm thinking like that, but let me not come to some judgments. I should not conclude something without communication. So it might be true, and you say that maybe, I'm 100% sure. We should never say that 100% sure without communication. You can probably say that I'm 99% sure, but keep that 1% possibility to check out and confirm what you're thinking is right. And it might be 99% wrong possible. So this is what another very important lesson that we learn, that how these assumptions and most of the relations are died because of these assumptions. People assume this person is like that, he's thinking like that, he might be saying like that, he might have said like that about me. All those assumptions. We should protect, safeguard ourselves from these assumptions by communication. And this communication is an art. This art of communication. How do you communicate? Krishna teaches that in Bhagavad Gita, in the one of the chapter. I think it is 17th chapter. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyam hidam chayat abhyasanam chayava vanmayam tapuchyate. So this communication itself it is a tapasya. Learning that how to talk. Sometimes you are agitated in the moment, and that time you go and talk, you will create the disaster only. So art of communication is sometimes to understand that, okay, at this point, I should pause. I should not talk. I should not assume. So anyway, we are learning the lesson of not to assume, don't make any assumptions. Solution is communication. So learn to communicate. Right. Yeah, the famously it said, like, many, most of the relation died because of lack of communication, because of assumptions. So learn to communicate. So this is the lesson. Okay, so just quickly summarize what we learned from the story of four brothers. Okay, so I want all of you to help me what we learned. Those who are there online, you can put in the chat, be ready. Your fingers on the keyboard, keep putting in chat, and people can just speak out loud the answers. So what we learned from the story of four brothers, what we learned from Ram? Integrity. Lakshman? Service attitude. Seva bhav. Bharat, what we learn? Forget already what we learned.
Bearing the weight
Tolerance.
of misunderstanding. Yeah.
We learn the tolerance, and that's Shatrugna, what we learn?
Destruction of self-ego.
How to crush your ego. Four. Three brothers, what do we learn from Ravan?
Lusty desires.
Enjoyment. Lusty. I want to enjoy everything what I see. What do we learn from Kumbhakaran? Material loyalty. Without any connection with the Lord. No value. And what do we learn from Vibhishan? Right loyalty. The right loyalty is to the Supreme Lord. And also, it is okay to be misunderstood if it allows me to remain in the service of the Lord. And the last two brothers, no assumptions, learn to communicate. Okay, wonderful. So let us communicate now. This is the best way to do the communication in this modern age. It's a beautiful way to communicate with the Supreme Lord by chanting His holy name. This is how we communicate. So those who are not doing it daily, please do it daily. Okay, now we have a very interesting. Okay, let me take a moment here before we start chanting. I want to announce something very interesting.